She said it like I wasn't even in the room. "Oh, he's just here." The whole table laughed. Her boss, the two other executives. Their wives. I smiled. I always do. It's easier than explaining that I wasn't just there. I paid for the table, for the wine, for her dress, for her second shot at a career after she walked away from the disaster of her last job. I raised my glass. Anyway. She wouldn't look at me. When I excused myself to take a call, I stepped onto the patio, letting the sliding glass door click shut behind me. The air outside was cooler, cleaner. I stared down at the city lights below and thought about the years I'd given her. The quiet nights writing code, the long hours, the sacrifices that built everything she was now claiming credit for. Moments later, through the reflection in the glass, I saw him. Her boss, Alan Cross, mid-50s, married. Silver hair that tried too hard to look expensive. He was laughing at something, she said when his phone buzzed. He answered halfway smiling, then froze. I watched his face drain of color, his hand trembling slightly as he whispered into the phone. He's who? Oh my God. When his eyes lifted, they found mine through the glass. He looked like a man who just realized the elevator cable had snapped mid-flight. I remember when she first told me about him. Alan's brilliant, she'd said. He believes in me. I believed in her, too. Before she stopped coming home before midnight. Before her perfume started smelling different. Before she started hiding her phone under her pillow. At first, I didn't want to. No. But you can't live with someone and not notice the silence between sentences, the fake smiles, the distance measured not in miles, but in inches across a bed. It was one text that started it all. A message preview that flashed on her screen when she left her phone on the counter. Can't wait for tonight. Wear red. I should have walked away right then. But walking away felt too small. I started with research. I always do. Alan Cross, CEO of Varian Dynamics, a mid-sized tech firm known for shady acquisitions. Married. 2 grown kids, spotless reputation. That was the surface. Beneath it, I found shell companies, offshore accounts, quiet bribery trails, and an inbox full of evidence just waiting to be uncovered. I built a trap. First, I joined Varian's open-source contributor program under a fake name. It didn't take long to find the security flaws and exploit them. I didn't steal. I mirrored every email, every deal, every late night message between him and my wife. 3 months. That's how long it took to gather everything I needed. The affair. The embezzlement, the falsified earnings reports. I packaged it all up neatly, anonymously, and sent it to the one person guaranteed to destroy him faster than I ever could, his own board chair. Then, I waited. The dinner tonight was supposed to celebrate Varian's record-breaking quarter. I got the invitation because I was the supportive spouse. I accepted because I enjoy endings that happen face to face. Watching her pretend to laugh, to shine. To play a part she thought she'd written. For herself. It almost felt like art. She didn't know that hours earlier, her boss had received an urgent message from the board. Mandatory audit meeting. Tomorrow. Bring all records. She didn't know that the board already had everything they needed. And she definitely didn't know that my name, the real one, not the fake one, was attached to the original patents that built Varian's core product. Patents I'd transferred into my name months before. She introduced Alan to my ideas. She'd called me paranoid for doing it. Turns out paranoia pays off when you're right. Alan was still on the phone when I came back inside. His laughter had vanished. His complexion matched the white tablecloth. I took my seat quietly. Everything all right? I asked. He looked at me like a man staring at his own obituary. Yes, just an urgent company matter. My wife looked confused, glancing between us. Alan? He didn't answer. He was still processing the voice that had just told him who I really was, the anonymous whistleblower, the founder whose intellectual property he'd been exploiting, the husband of the woman he'd been sleeping with. Her fork clattered against her plate. What's going on? I smiled, slow and deliberate. Nothing you didn't help build. By the next morning, Varian's stock had crashed. Alan's accounts were frozen. His devices seized. The board issued a statement about compliance irregularities. His face was all over the news. By noon. As for her, HR called her in for questioning. She tried calling me. After that, 12 times. I didn't pick up. I wanted her to feel the silence she'd taught me to live with. She came home that night to find the house empty, the paintings gone, the drawers cleaned out. Even the wedding photos pulled from their frames. I left one thing behind, a note on the kitchen counter. It read simply, "Now you're just here." A month later, I got an email from a mutual friend. Alan had resigned. His wife had filed for divorce. My ex had moved into a small apartment across town, trying to start over. She never knew that the last bit of leverage I had, the recordings, the transfers, the affair footage, was never released. I didn't need to ruin her completely. Watching her live with what she'd done was punishment enough. Sometimes revenge isn't about destruction. It's about precision. I think about that night often. The clink of glasses, the fear in Alan's eyes. The moment his phone rang and everything shifted, that was the moment I stopped being just here. That was the moment I became the consequence. When people ask how I could do it, how I could dismantle their lives so quietly, I tell them the truth. I didn't destroy them out of anger. I destroyed them out of understanding. Because betrayal doesn't end when they break your heart.